That makes sense. Would Okay, so let me can I tap back into her, Ernesto, just a second.
Okay.
Um, all right. So I do want to say this is the other thing. I'm just going to do a real quick. Um, you're not on the exact path you're going to stay on, Destiny. I'm going to give you a flash forward to. Yeah, I know. So Spirit's like, yeah, I want you to stay on the same page as me right now. I hear you. I feel you. You're very intuitive too. You've got the ability to tune into folks. Um, you were on a high expectation when you called in. So this is what I need you to hear me say. Calm way down to the point of hearing me understand that your education was focused around what you want to do. And it's not necessarily a job, but it can be, it will be, it's important. However, you're not doing what you're going to do forever. So if you get to the point of feeling frustrated because you don't know what else to do in advancement of the work you're trying to get or do or perform, it's because you're not is ultimately where you're meant to go, and it's time to kind of maybe look on, not move on. You're going to keep doing what you're doing for quite some time, or going to be doing for quite some time, but look on to see what else maybe what the more is you could be doing. All right, Ernesto.
Yeah, and I just want to add to
So
that real quick.
yeah, good.
So something else that I know that Destiny, you stated that you're in a position that you're not really intimate with people right now. But what I will say is that you will be faced, like within like the next year or two, that and these are conversations that you're just gonna have with yourself internally for right now. Um, there's going to be a new relationship with a man that's going to be coming in your future in the next 1 to 2 years. So I would definitely get ready for that. And the relationship with a man, what that's really going to have to deal with is and don't read into that. Like this is going to be a romantic partnership, marriage kind of thing. Relationship can mean refer to literally anything, and this is going to be where you're actually going to be forced or put to the test when it comes to your responsibilities with other males. So anything that's related to like um, a relationship responsibility, that those themes will be highlighted with your time with this other person. So that's going to be something that you'll be preparing for down the line. And keep it in mind that that it can be a relationship, but it can also be a work relationship too. Like this is a manager or somebody that you get really close with. That's like a very good friend to you. I don't think that the connection is necessarily romantic. It could be. It may have that potential, but I would be surprised. I think that this is really more just like a platonic thing. Love and spirit,
Yeah,
that kind of conversation.
yeah. I think that it could be seen as such. I think people could see it as more of an intimacy, but they won't really know the backside or the inside. They'll just think it.
Is this making sense, Sophia? Or I'm sorry, not Sophia, Destiny.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, did you, did you,
It had me worried there.
yeah, had you worried about having a child, especially in today's climate? Yeah, I can imagine. Um, yeah, see, this is why we always say that like good astrology takes time because like we can say something that it's one thing from what we see right off the bat, but then it takes time to sort of dissect that and figure out what the
Uh
real
huh.
story is that's going on. So I'm glad that we've had the
Uh huh.
time to ask these probing questions to kind of get this all out. But yeah, I think Destiny that for you the big thing right now is just focusing on where you're at right now and getting an anchor set down, because I think that you're really headed on a very strong path, and there's some stability here, and now you're just getting that all set up.
And whatever the positivity of what's to come, whatever the end result, like I said, whatever the end result of the results you get of the woohoo or yay or maybe or whatever is positive.
You mentioned like the end result or the celebration of thing, and you guys are kind of try to pinpoint it. Was it? Did you guys feel like it was anything as far as like joining something or like an organization?
Yeah,
Or
absolutely. That's yes, 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 yes. All of what we talked about, every bit of what we talked about, has what you just asked involved.
okay,
Yeah, I get that this is,
Yes,
like um, this is like a group or an association or something of that sort, that's like a like-minded people, people who aren't a bunch of idiots, like people who are actually on your wavelength. So you actually have
yes,
an outlet to socialize and talk
yes,
to people. That it's not just the same, like trash people that you normally find on the street. It's people who are actually elevated consciousness. They're of a mental state that they can connect with you. So that's also another big thing that happened for you recently, was that um, that this group is also a huge influence for you, because like you're learning about things, like you're expanding your perceptions and your thoughts, and these aren't conversations that you ever had before. So this is exciting to you, and this is, when you stay in that light and that inner truth, you will be really surprised what happens in your personal life on a day-to-day basis with all of those work conversations and relationships, other things that we talked about in this chat today. You'll be very interested to see how those aspects of your life change as you stick with this group of people.
you got it.
go.
Thank you.
Be well.
Yeah,
Tell
hey,
your mom hi. We enjoyed her session the other day.
yeah, we love Sophia, and we love you too, Destiny. Thanks so much for keeping it in the family and keeping us in mind. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll catch up with you
You're
soon. Let us know how it turns out. Take care, and until next time.
Nope. Have a good day.
You
Thank
too.
you, guys.
Okay, so we are going to get off to our next caller here from area code 850. Here we go. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth? Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Hi.
Is anybody there? Okay, all right. So three, two, one. Thanks for calling the Uranus Happens Show. We'll catch up with you soon. So we will take our next caller, and then we'll come back to this one here. So here we go. From this, I don't know what this is. I think this is like a Skype call or something weird. It's showing up as 477 on my system here. Hello, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth? Hello.
Hello. All
Okay.
right.
All right.
We're back
So
in there.
the great news is that I did get our live stream fixed. Forgot to set that up at the start of the show, so that is up and running now. If you are on our YouTube stream, you can watch the show from over there
Yeah.
on, and that's all showing up like it's supposed to. No, it wasn't a few minutes ago, so I got that fixed. So here we go. Let's go back to area code 850. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth? Hello?
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
They're just listening. They're not going to want to talk.
All right. So let's get off to the next one here. Sonia from area code 610. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May
Hello?
I have your name? No, Sonia. So you're on the line with us. Can you hear us?
Hello? Yes.
All right, Sonia. Great. Got it. And now, you were born in India, right?
No.
No. Okay, sorry. Wrong Sonia. Here we
You
go.
want to be born in death?
Were you born in Guyana?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Perfect. So, would you like a general reading today, or do you have a specific question about an issue?
Well, I mean, I like to have a question about an issue, but if you're picking up anything significant, you can simply let me know. My question is pertaining to my existing new job. I've been 3 months at the company,
Okay,
and
great. Well, let's take a look at that. So, just some more feedback about your current job situation that you just signed up for.
Alrighty. So I need you to take a breath and think of the bottom of your feet as you exhale.
okay.
There you go. And say your name out loud for me.
Sonia?
All right, got you. All right, Sonia. You got a lot of people around you. Let me tell you that. You got and there are spirits that will pertain to high energy, higher frequency, higher vibration. All right, your job. There you go. All right. Whew. You don't do stress well. Okay. Oh, I gotcha. All right. Oh, I gotta say, the end result is it will be okay. Not maybe what you want exactly, but it will be okay. It'll work out in the long run. It'll work out in the end. Give it time to rectify itself, sink in, be okay, whatever. Work out the details, fine tune, tie up loose ends. More. So whatever this is, it's an ongoing or something more will take place. Residual, like pieces, little small, little residual trinkle stuff. Don't get drastic on like finality decisions in your head needs to be made about your life or whatever. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, Ernesto, take it to you.
Yeah. So, Sonia, taking a look at your work issues, is there a problem or confusion with management right now?
No, not at all. I just wanted to, there's nothing negative going on. It was a very intricate process to even get hired because it is it's a higher paying job, very good company, benefits, whatnot. And, a lot is expected of me. It is a technology field. And I'll be working with their software, and I'm constantly learning. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a certification for a specific software. I do have to do the exam, and that's going to help me a lot. I wanted to see what you guys are picking up for that. I'm still studying. Ultimately, my goal is to get that certification maybe completed by November, December, and I really need to pass that. And I don't know what you're picking up, but no, there's no problem in management. probably the best company I ever worked for in my entire life, put it that way.
Okay, so
And I
then,
didn't think I was going to get the job. Yeah.
so this is you becoming an authority then. All right, so that's what I'm looking at here. Yeah, so there's
Well,
been
not an authority, but mastering the position. I'm not a boss or anything, but it's a high end type of job, and it's not like a low end type of job.
but to be clear, you still want to, you want to be good enough at the job that you're being offered all of the new work and that kind of stuff, right? And you want to keep up to date on those standards.
Yeah, I wanna shine in the position. I wanna get to the level of the other two people who I'm working with.
Yeah, and you're
And I,
go ahead.
hmm no, and I just got a preliminary review with my boss, and he says, you know what, keep doing what you're doing. So far, you're doing good. We just need you to become a product expert eventually. So.
Yeah, so I mean, and you're coming into like a really great time with this, with you and this particular position. I think that there's some good things that are happening. Like there's a I want to see you doing things, like spending money on yourself and taking care of yourself, getting some new shining things that you may not have had in a while. And if you're watching our YouTube stream, look at all of these lines that I'm drawing here on the screen. So this is all in relationship to you and work right now. So you've got like two Jupiters, you've got two Mercuries, you've got two Neptunes, you've got some Venus energy, you've got your Meridian, which is the soul, and then Uranus, which has to deal with technology. So all of this stuff is starting to line up here very nicely in your chart. So these energies, these are all coming into play with what you're dealing with in your world right now. And so this really is a time when, like your job security is looking pretty good. Like it almost feels like a dream to you, like I really don't want somebody to pop this bubble when I wake up because, like I haven't had a job where I actually really like it. And, like I want to stay here, and it's just everything that I've really looked for in a company like this. This is like as far as jobs and companies go, like you really sort of hit the lottery in that sense. So you're very happy there, and I see you taking yourself very seriously and taking the steps that you need to make sure that you stick with this job. And yeah, I think that what you're thinking about, like the certification and getting further along into that, to expand your horizons with this company, that those are all really great things for you to be doing because like more work responsibilities, that's really going to help to benefit you in this particular case.
Okay.
So Veretta, do you have anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I think you should leave her on that note.
Okay, all right then. Well, Sonia, it was great to have you on the show. Be sure to give us a call back and let us know how it turns out.
All right. Thank you.
We'll catch up with you soon. Take care, and until next time. Okay, and we are going to get off to area code 850. Let's try you again. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth?
My name is Michelle, and my date of birth, you just want the, it was October the 14th, and I was born at 1:24 in the morning.
What's the year?
68.
68. Okay, and where were you born?
What? Say that again?
Where were you born?
Georgia.
Okay, where in Georgia?
Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia.
Got it. Okay, perfect. All right, and Michelle, would you like a general reading today, or just do you have a question about an issue?
Well, I actually wanted a general reading, but then my husband's mother was in the hospital, and they were going to release her, and her blood pressure is high, so now they're going to put her up on the cardiac unit. So I'm kind of concerned how she's doing and what you feel is going on.
Okay, sure. Let's take a look at that.
Okay.
Veretta. And what's her name, just so we
What's
know?
her name?
Her name is Leila.
Leila.
They call her Lee for short.
All right, Lee's good. all right, right now, or let me just say right now, yeah, she's going to be okay. Although there's some ongoing things she really needs to take care of and behave. And I don't know what that pertains to, the word behave. I don't know if that, like manage her weight or get less salt. I don't know. Less salt. I don't know. The feeling is there's something that she should have done or could have been doing and she didn't. And she hasn't taken care of appropriately or at all, maybe.
Huh.
She kind of
So you
knows
think
it.
she'll be...
It's not a warning. This is not the first time. So she knows it, whatever this is.
Oh. Yeah, they can't figure out what's wrong. I mean, she had her white blood count was real high, and they got it to come down, and then now her blood pressure. They actually were going to discharge her, and now her blood pressure is back up, and she's not eating very well or drinking, and it just, they've already checked her for COVID and all that, and
how old is she?
It's 89.
Well, like I said, she probably will make it home, but she's at the end of her line, and there are things that need to be prepared for or taken care of.
Like, what do you think?
Well, financially, she needs to be I don't know what that is, settled or something. I don't know what that is. Financially, something needs to be checked over for her. Funding for something.
What did you say, financially what? I couldn't hear you.
Financially, she needs to have, for her end time things kind of need to be looked over.
Okay.
And so financially, there's something that needs to be looked into. So maybe Nesto can use a little bit more about that.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever else. Maybe he may get more about that. But like I said, she'll probably come home, but she's probably not going to ultimately be okay.
Now, I'm going to take a different course here, Michelle. Are you working right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay, all right. So, is the majority of your life at this point in time, is this being kind of dedicated to your husband and his mother?
Well, not really. She was living in an independent facility, and all the family is wanting her to get a caregiver. I offered to help take care of her for 2 days a week, just to try to help out the family. But one of the granddaughters, one of them, my husband's a son, one of the sons, and one of the granddaughters does not like me. But I think the rest of the family wants my help, but I could be wrong, but I feel like they want my help, and I mean, I offered.
Well, you're an outsider. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of outsider, and I would need the gas money to get there, but I said I would do it for free, because I don't see how they're going to be able to afford home health care. Because I mean, she's got like maybe $20,000, and that's going to be gone within a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think they're realizing that home health only comes in there for like an hour. She really needs 24-hour care right now until she gets better. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, do they want my help or do they not want my help?
She needs, well, first of all, does she not have Social Security?
Yeah, she has Medicare, but her husband left her with 3 pensions. So
Yeah, so she's
She
got.
was living. She was in
All
an
right, then,
independent facility.
but they can, through Medicare, they can find her a place that she can afford to go to right now, which she should, a skilled facility that can provide her, like you said, 24/7 care, live-in facility where she goes and stays and occupies the rest of whatever time she has left. And I think you'll find
She had the funds. She's got like $20,000, but it's going to be split between the 4 children, and all the 4 children said that they would give it up to get her care, but they're not understanding it's going to be way over $20,000.
that's assuming that the mom lives forever, but mom's not living forever. So
Right.
you need to take the money that she makes right now and invest it into the home, and go ahead and Medicare, what Medicare will do is find her a home that they will pick up, and then she will pay whatever's over.
Right.
And she'll only have to pay a residual amount, which isn't, she'll still have money left over from her pension, what her husband's pension provides every month.
Do you think they'll want me to come in? Do you think they'll want me to come in and help?
They might.
Because
They might, yeah.
Nobody is volunteering, and I volunteered.
Well, the one granddaughter does not have, she's a freaking bully, and she does have a loud voice in the family, but she does not have final say over the other siblings. So it'll be up to them, well, at least the surviving ones. It'll be up to them to, and the main provider, whoever takes care of the whatever financially, whether or not you go in. Nobody else has a say in that. And you can take that stance if you want. If you're shoved into a corner, you take a legal stance. Whenever you're shoved into a corner where you want to have a stronger leg to stand on that's not bogus, you take a legal stance.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help out because they needed someone to sit with her, until they found somebody.
You're all good. You put your 2 cents in there. You're all good.
Do you think they'll want me to help out or not?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think
no.
the one you're right, the one granddaughter is very controlling, and she's close to my husband's ex-wife. So I think she doesn't want me in the picture at all, and when I'm just trying to help my husband because I did home health before,
Yeah, you've got the experience.
Yeah, Michelle.
I'm like, no one else is speaking up to help her.
I just want to add to this that that she's probably going to end up in like a nursing home or a care facility or something where there's like a group energy going on. We'll just say that for the lack of a better term. That's going to be the ultimate result where this needs to go. And this needs to be worked on now. Because I can see this becoming a big problem, and it's going to be, and specifically where it'll become a problem is it's like the family is just going to sort of implode. Like by the time that she eventually checks out, the family is going to be so mad at each other that they don't even want to, even contemplate, the possibility of final arrangements or something like that because they're just too pissed about how badly everything was mismanaged in this whole process. So that's something that really needs to be fixed now. That needs to be a number one priority of, we need to sink our funds into something to get her taken care of, at least for the next, 24 months, 18 months, set a term. And then you guys can figure out what to do after that. But, at least you have something to get yourselves by for right now because this is not going to go great for you guys. If you just let this slide. And I think the health issue that that she needs to have looked at, that they don't know what's going on, is like I really feel like that she would benefit from some dialysis. That there's like some kidney issues going on here,
Mm-hmm.
and that needs to be evaluated in her medical care.
Okay.
Is
That
she
sounds
overweight?
good. Yeah, I think she is a little bit. I mean, not
Yeah.
bad, but compared to what she was when she was younger.
Yeah. All
And
right.
she did have
Well,
some her sugar
like,
was kind of high, and I don't think she's ever had high sugar. And then she had a kidney infection, and
okay. Well, there you go. I think too, based on the yeah, and the kidney infection is why she's got a kidney infection again. And the fact is I also think she may be either diabetic or pre-diabetic. So,
huh?
Yeah, and I think that
I
like
also
that, and I think that
you'll
mhm, everything is catching up now, and
you'll
that like
yeah,
that it's
exactly.
been it's been ignored for so long that now she's actually being forced to look at it. Like the train has finally stopped and said, sorry, we can't take any more passengers right now. Let's fix what we have for the time being. So like it's imminent. Like by the end of the year, if she doesn't have her health stuff looked at and really worked on and figured out, there's going to be hell for everybody to pay in the future. And it's not going to be not only just her, everybody else who has to deal with the care process and who's even closely connected with that. It's just going to be a nightmare for everybody. So let's jump on that and get this taken care of.
I got you. In my heart, I
You'll
felt like she was dying.
well, she may be, and she was probably close to it only because UTIs are really easy to go undiagnosed, and if they are
Uh-huh.
even misdiagnosed, and if they undetect that for long enough, it backs up into the kidneys, and that makes a lot of difference. Now,
I almost think she was
uh,
sepsis.
very good possibility. I mean, I think it had gone on long enough. I think also she knew about the blood sugar. She'd been told she was pre-diabetic. I also think there are things she doesn't tell you people. She will not let people know. Sure, she won't come up off the truth from.
And now her blood pressure is high. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah. Well, if the kidneys are failing due to septicemia or anything else, or diabetic conditions.
Well, let me ask you something. I think the family wants my help, but every time I say something, the bully granddaughter, she can be quite hateful. And so I'm like, should I just not say anything on the text message, or should I voice my opinion on the text messages? It's like a group messages, and I'm just trying to help my helpful information.
How were you invited to the text message chat group? Because
her son is her. Yes, it's her son,
yes,
which is my husband.
So, but did he include you in on that, or did you include you in it? He included you.
He did. I didn't even ask him. He included me.
Okay, then when stuff like this has popped up in the past, have you come to him and asked him what to do about it? Because he's the one that invited.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I'm just not going to say anything. He's like, no, I want you to say something and see if she comes back and says something.
Then you say something. You say something, and if she says something, then you let him engage it. And then from now on, you let him deal with it. Yeah, you're really sensitive about that because you don't want to take hits from anyone. You want to feel her ires. You don't want to hear or see what she has to say. So here's the deal. When you, from now on, check messages, if she pops up on there, you let him read it first.
Okay.
And if it's
ugly, I
ugly,
try to let him engage most of the time.
well, let him read it literally. Don't look at it. You let him open it up and hand him the phone and tell him, I didn't read this. What does it say? Or read it to yourself first I didn't read this. Read it to yourself first, and then tell me what's going on. Okay?
All right. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, let us know
Well,
how it turns out, Michelle.
thank
It
you.
was great to have you on the show.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Be
You
sure
have
to
a blessed
subscribe,
day.
like, and share. We'll catch up with you soon. Take care. Until next day.
You
Bye bye.
Okay, and we are going to go get off and try this 477 again. Here we go. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. My name is Deep. My date of birth is 24th April. Yes,
You've called our show
24th
before,
April 19.
right?
Yeah.
I did a couple of months back, yes. I got the right latitude, longitude today for you.
Okay, let me pull you up here. Great. No, I'm in the wrong file. Okay, and Deep, did you have a
I,
specific question about an issue, or did you just want a general reading today?
I, yeah, I have a specific question, yes. Can I give you my accurate latitude and longitude, or
Yes, please do.
so it is 26.15
Just a minute. I'm so
north.
sorry. I'm not there yet.
Wait.
Okay, all right. Let me just create a new profile for you since I don't since I know you're here, but I can't find you. So, and I'm sorry, that was your birth date was 24th of April.
1978.
At what time?
8:44 in the evening.
Okay, all right, and then your latitude. Let's get to that.
26.15 north.
Okay,
and
26.15. All right.
And 91.69 east.
91.69 east. 91. Okay. All right, got it. And perfect. Come on. Why are you doing this? There we go. Okay, got it. Now, Deep, did you have a question, or did you have your did you have a
Yeah.
question, or do you have one in general today?
Yeah, I had a question. I had invested some into some property. It's not a real estate property, into some assets, and kept it with a company that has gone bankrupt. So my question is, the company name starts with a C, and my question. Sorry for the interrupt. My question is, will I get the value of all my assets back eventually, even if it takes a few months or years?
Okay. All right. Sure.
All right. Some here, yes and no. Not necessarily the way you think. Yes, you'll get your assets back over a lot of time, but it won't come the way you think. All of it won't come the way you think. And I want to say that's at the end of the line. So you basically invested money that funded someone to go bankrupt, and now you're going to get a residual from it, depending upon whether you want to stock out, incrementally, or let it build and draw on that as a nest egg later on.
Yeah,
But
if I do the latter, then will I get eventually approximately what I, as in if I keep it? Sorry, go on.
about 3/4 of the way down the line, yes, you'll have about, what you started on, and then the rest would then be a little bit of residual profit coming in.
Right, so I'll get almost 100% and little bit of residual profit after about months, years, approximately? Do you get anything?
Really, I'm looking at years. I can't give you time because
Mm-hmm.
I can if it comes to me. But with you, what I'm seeing is it's a long way off. It's a long way off, and you'll be living a lot in the meantime.
Yeah. So we're living a lot. What does that mean?
It means
Sorry.
you'll just be occupying a lot of time. You'll be living every day. You'll be doing what you
Right,
need.
right,
You know,
right. Yeah, thank you.
Ernesto, can you give him any more?
Yeah, so deep. So there's a formula in Uranian astrology to lose a lot of money, to be scammed, which is essentially what happened, right? So that's what we're looking at here in your chart. Now, what we want to know is when do you get the money back, right? That's the big question that we have. So it would seem to me that did you lose the money within like the last 12 months?
Yeah, in the last 6 weeks, I think it was.
Okay, all right. So um, okay, so then with that information, if that's true, that what we essentially want is we want this arrow where it's at right now. We want this pink dot to be on this arrow over here. That's essentially what we're looking for. That's how we time this in what we do in Uranian astrology. So when we know that this comes over there, then that's going to be when you get your money back, right? So, but that's gonna take a while though because Hades moves about 1 degree per year. Jupiter is very slow. Also, it's not as fast as let's say Mercury or even the Sun. So, like we're dealing with some planets that are further out there, and we need the midpoint of them to line up to that arrow that I just drew. So that can take a while. And so when Beretta says it's distant future, yeah, it is distant future. There is going to be a lot of life between now and then. So I do. Will you get your money back? Absolutely, I do believe that you will receive your money back. But it's not going to be overnight. It's not even going to be this year or even next year for that matter. So you're just going to kind of have to make peace with the fact that this is something that I lost and this is something that I'm not getting back. But for right now, I will be okay. So it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to kind of let this go and I'm going to keep on living life in my own lane over here. And when that time comes in the future that I do get all of my money back, then it's going to be a big ass surprise because I never saw that one coming. Like that's almost how you have to approach this mentally because it's such an insane concept that you lost all of this money to begin with, and then when am I getting it back? Well, you'll get it back, but it's going to be a while from now. So for that reason, like if you can retrain your mind to just kind of stop fixating or thinking about it and just focus on all of the other projects and endeavors that you have in life, then that's really going to be where I think you're going to find the most relief or comfort out of this whole situation and what went on. At the bare minimum, you do know like what the warning signs are to prevent something like this from ever happening again. So,
Yeah,
like I think that that's the big takeaway here for you, Deep, is that the money will come back, and and to be clear, you're also going to have other projects and enterprises that will make you so much more money than what you just lost. So like don't fixate on this one particular event because life happens around us when we're least expecting it, actually when we're not paying attention. And then, because I chose not to pay attention and fixate on this other possibility that's not even real, then all of the real stuff just kind of went past by me, and now I regret that. So, like that's my big thing to you is just focus on the present and what's going on, and I think you'll be very pleased with by the money issues of how this will replace that loss. And when it does come back to you in the future, then you'll be very pleased with how that went.
yeah, understood. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And like Yuveta also said that I might be getting small installments, bits and pieces along the way rather than a lump sum towards the end after years, isn't it? So that's good.
Right. Yeah. So that's also, and also keep that in mind, like in your own personal accounting, like I lost X amount of money and, but I'm also making all of this other little money. It's chump change. It's nothing compared to what I lost. But when I add that up over the years, that actually exceeds what I originally started with. So just keep that down, written down for your own record keeping, because it helps to ease the burn a little bit, so it doesn't seem so overwhelming that you lost everything.
Yes, yes.
And the
Thank
other
you
thing
so much.
too, wait, one more thing. I'm getting pretty strong. I want to remind you that, or I will remind you of that. I also said that at the tail end, what you'll be paid off won't necessarily be what you expect to receive. I'm kind of getting the impression that after the huge lump sum has accumulated, or you're in a place where you've gotten a good chunk of money and it's all exchanged, and you're kind of getting the impression very little is, and they're telling you no more to come. You're going to get your reward in other ways. It's not coming from them. Just keep that in mind way down the line when you're looking at, is this all, or I need more, or that's not fair. You're going to receive blessings. You have to remind yourself that you've got good things to come if you keep putting good energy and good effort out right now, and not get skeptical about participating in anybody's anything. Don't be scammed again, though. But keep putting your good effort out now. You'll get it back in the future.
Thank you. Thanks again. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Blessings.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, be sure to let us know how it turns out, Deep. Be sure to give us a call back, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, take care, and until next time.
Thank you. Bye.
So we are going to get off to our last caller here for the day. We have Jessica here on the line from area code 267. Jessica, hi. You're on the Uranus Happens Show. Are you there with us?
Yay. I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Perfect. Got it. So let me pull you up here. Great. And I have you up on my system. Would you like a general reading today, or do you have a specific question about an issue?
Well, I do have, I guess, a question or like a specific area. I was the one who called you that I was without a home, aka homeless, a couple months ago or a month and a half ago or whatever. I'm in a much better place, but I am still in a temporary situation. I'm living in a motel, and I've been here for like maybe a month and a half, 2 months now. So I wanted to see what you're picking up with that. And also there's interesting things going on. So I got a part-time job, and then I upgraded to a full-time job, and both of them are somewhat toxic environments. I left the part-time job, but it's been reigniting my old idea of doing some corporate consulting, and I wanted to see what you were picking up around that, because that's the stuff I help with, healing toxic workplaces. Okay, so that's been the blessing there.
Perfect. Let's take a look at that. Loretta?
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the home. I don't know. Look at first.
They're both tied in together. That's why I'm mentioning it, though.
I know they are. So that's why I'm not sure which one to go to first. I guess I'll just go to the one that, and so you've been there for how long now?
I think it's almost actually 2 months, but the consulting thing is sort of pulling at me more, because I feel like once that comes together, or when it's about to, or well, I don't know. I'll be quiet, because I don't want to do the reading for myself.
Exactly. Okay. Motel life. You probably only have a couple more real comfortable months there, and then it's going to get uncomfortable. it's going to get unpleasant. And you'll be looking for somewhere else quickly. Now, in that, having that been said, tying it back into the consulting, that's fine because you're not going to need a permanent place anyway. I think you're going to try to get the consulting going. The first time may not take off, or you may not get the results you're looking for. You may not get the help initially that you're looking for. Your initial effort may frustrate you a little bit. Let me just put it like that. Your initial effort may frustrate you a little bit. Don't let that throw you off, though. Okay? You're still fine-tuning your game. It isn't the same that it used to be. Whenever you had the idea a long time ago, once you got, you had really good head on your shoulders about it. But whatever the information is that you would have learned then, you need to know now. Like the current times and what everybody's going for and all these kind of things. So I think that's what the ultimate time that you have on board to learn is. That's what you want to look at right now. So keep the consulting thought going. Also keep the job going right now because you need the paycheck. But ultimately, just know that, yes, your consulting thing is going to pay off.
So,
all right, Ernesto, give her more info. Maybe that'll help her.
can I ask you a question about that before you turn it over?
Yeah. Are you outside?
I am. I'm sorry. It just the wind came through.
Yeah. I can barely hear you.
Well, I already, with the part-time job that I left, I sent an email to, the head of the company, and I offered my services, and there was no reply back. It's been not a week, but it hasn't come back yet. And now the place where I am, I realize, so I've only been there for a week, and they've already, sort of sat me down and, we're really blowing something out of proportion, I thought, the general manager. So I don't know if I'm looking for another job because I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay there. And also, I don't know if they're going to fire me. Even though they said it was just a general conversation, but it seemed there was 4 managers. It seemed very bullying to me. And the other thing is I don't even know if I'm going to offer my consulting services to them because I don't know if these toxic workplaces even, number one, think that they're toxic or want to improve. So when are you picking up on those things?
They have no inclination. In their mind, why would you want to change their environment? It's not, to them, it's not the way you wouldn't do things. So it's normal in their mind. It's normal. It's the way work goes. The boss is a bully. You get your job done, and you go home.
So then I'm not even sure how to, that's what I've been kind of sitting with for the last couple of days, because I'm not sure how to even present this business, because if, you don't present it to people who don't want it, but yet they're the ones who need it.
And there you need, now you know why you have to stay where you're at. Don't piss off your boss. Don't piss off your boss. Learn from them to find out how you overcome that type of workplace toxin. You just have to learn what it is you need to know, because if that's the environment that you're working with these days, you have to learn how to overcome that aspect of it to be able to consult appropriately. Now, maybe Ernesto can give you a little bit more.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't think that they're going to end up firing me? Because that's the anxiety. I just don't, I don't want to be fired from there. You know what I'm saying?
Let Ernesto give you his input.
Sure, yeah. So to be clear, I mean, if you annoy them, they're going to let you go. That's basically what it comes down
Yep.
to. Toxic workplace
Yep.
environments exist in the sense that everybody who works in that environment is sick and tired of being stuck there. It sucks. Like the company that they work for is busted. Whatever the issue is, everybody's aware that, like we get that everything is messed up and it sucks, yeah, but this is just the way it is, and we're going to look the other way because this is the only thing that makes it better. And everybody probably has substance issue problems when they're offline from work. I totally understand it. If you've ever worked in a call center, you would understand what I'm referring to. So, like when you're in that type of environment, they don't care. They really don't care, about improving. Like
No.
I had all kinds of terrific suggestions about like, things that we can do for employee morale to improve, employee, like work performance, and nobody cared because it's sort of like, yeah, that's just sort of a holy gauntlet. That's just not going to happen. It's too much money, too many resources. We don't have the time. We just don't want to get into that. So, like good luck not getting shut down. But to Veretta's point, like if you're wanting to do some type of like advising, counseling, coaching for companies, for people, whatever that may be, that you have to learn through your own work environment right now that like that this is just the way it is. And I'm going to learn from my managing team, like here are some tips that I can learn for myself how to survive in this environment, because it's not easy for me. So if I can't even survive in it, how do I expect to advise others when this is a goal of mine? So that's why you're in these work environments right now, and it's about like you learning. I have to keep my mouth shut. Like I have to, if I want to learn about these responsibilities, these new responsibilities to be able to advise people about toxicity in the workplace, that means that I have to keep my own mouth shut while I watch these things happen, because otherwise I'm not going to learn it, because the only way that we learn about these things is through experience. Now, I do feel that that's also going to have an impact here on your home situation. Also, to Veretta's point, I do agree that you're living in between motels, that's going to be changing here pretty soon in the next few months. It's not right now at this exact point in time, but it is going to be happening here pretty soon, that you're going to have a change with that. So I do hope you're ready, and I do think that it is going to be your forever home, for the lack of a better term. That's where you're going to kind of put your roots down for a while. So yeah,
I just want to interject for a minute. With the toxic environment or whatever, I did not do anything to piss them off, or at least I tried not to. But that's just my energy, that like, since I'm so different from these other people, like I literally just started, and I was like, they didn't train me, and they were mad that I didn't know how they operate. So I'm not trying to rock the boat. I've been trying to just fit in. I thought I was fitting in until the guy sat me down with 4 of his thugs. So
Well,
I don't know.
how do you fit in? Do you complain like the rest of them? Do you not complain like the rest of them? Because honestly, when you say that, it seems to me like you're defending the fact that, you were just you weren't saying what you were doing to get them to set you down to begin with. And I think it was a matter of how you come across like that. It's that when Ernesto says keep your mouth shut, you have to watch, or you have to keep in check your mannerisms as well, not just your words, but your actions and what you tell other people.
I wasn't doing any of that. No, he was upset that I changed my schedule even before my manager came in. Like I was just filling out a sheet of paper before a manager was going to do my schedule the next week. He was upset that I changed my schedule. And then he was upset that I didn't go into the freezer to get eggs. I didn't know how to go into the freezer. I was never taught how to do that. And then he was upset that I wasn't wearing this like contraption that's like a cell phone, like glued to you, which I knew that was going to upset them, but I'm not radiating myself all day. I didn't know that was part of the job. So I told him it was a health
there
thing.
it is, right there. So you're making friction by claiming that you have a need to be different than everyone else. That is going to rub them the wrong way. That's going to set the tone to target you.
And what is the reason why I have to learn how to fit in a toxic environment, though?
So you can learn long enough to understand how to help others.
Yeah, you literally said yourself that this is something that you would like to do, is to be able to advise companies or management teams or employees about how to deal with toxic work environments. Well, you can't do that unless you have firsthand experience with it. You know, it's sort of like, why am I going to hire a certified sex addiction therapist to help save my marriage when the therapist themselves has never had a history of addiction? That's basically like, I'm going to hire somebody to examine me with cold hands and white gloves. You know, like, there's not a whole lot of feeling. So why would I hire this type of person?
I've had experience, though, with toxic work environments, and the message always has been to leave them. You know? Which I
and this time it will be two.
Yeah.
And this time it will be two, just not right this second. Right now, you want to get your consulting firm off the ground. Right now, you want to be able to get on board with somebody that will employ you and pay you the money to get out of that motel.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you need a roof over your head. So if you were to, say, get another job here very shortly, that, you know, might make it very easily different for you. But right now, don't piss off your boss. Keep your job. You need the paycheck.
Right, okay.
That's all there is.
Yeah, Jessica, it was great to have you on the show. We do have to move on. We have another call in queue. So be sure to give us a call back and let us know how it turns out. We'll catch up with you soon.
Okay, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Take care. Good night. Okay, and we're going to get out to our last caller in line from area code 818. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth? Hello? Are you there? Hello?
Oh, come on.
Okay, what a weird day. So,
yeah, right?
I know I would think that if it was my turn in line, that that people would be ready and, you know, like wanting to talk.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll check.
So wait, before we get off, 2 seconds. Do we have anybody else in queue?
No, except for this one call. I was just gonna let's just chat for a few minutes here, and then we'll check back in one more time, and then we'll just close it out.
So I wanted to add about the lady that we both got baby energy for, and she's like, yeah, well, I'm celibate, and I have been for quite some time. I'm glad that you could come behind me and pick that up. A, because that validated what I was getting and didn't make me sound crazy. And that could also explain with a little more clarity on what the new baby energy was from. And for me, that is so rewarding because a lot of times I don't have the benefit of having someone to come behind me and tell me when someone says to me, because I got no one else there but me and them, no, I've been celibate for a year. Okay, well, I don't know how that's going to happen, but I'm seeing a baby, so there's that. I either bulldog it until, and it really depends upon how it comes through from spirit, too. I bulldog it until that new whatever thought comes through that gives me the clarity, or I just finally get to the point to where I just say, okay, well, I'm just going to leave that with you and move on. And if it is a new something at some point in the future, hope they get the tie-in. What, like, how, and what did you, oh yeah, you got the planet that give you the impression it was female energy, right?
Right, yeah, because when you combine certain planets together, especially when you have all of the stuff like she had going on, she had like 8 different things that were all crossing over each other in a double pattern. So that means that there's 8 different things, and, you know, like, all of those combinations of 3 that are associated with those 8 planets. So like there's so many different words that we can use to describe that. It obviously takes a lot of time to break down, which is one of the reasons why you hire me privately, is so I can break all of that specificity down for you. But in a live show, it's just sort of like we throw out the possibilities. Well, it could be A, B, or C, but we don't really know, which is why we like to get confirmation from you when we chat over the air. So when
Yeah.
I see this, I'm just sort of like, oh, so this could be a pregnancy. I can't say for sure unless if I really analyze and break it down. But just from what I can see at the surface, that could be one of the potential outcomes here.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't want to say it out loud, because when I see that and I say it, I've been bit back so many times now, but it comes to me as baby energy, and I got a valid, hit in the way I receive it, that she was going to get affirmation that she was going to have some kind of something going on very shortly that was going to give her warm cozies. And so that was just kind of cool, I think.
Well, and what's really interesting about what we do in Uranian Astrology is that, like Sophia, her mother, is one of our subscribers, and I have her chart. So we could actually pull up Sophia's chart and look, to become a grandparent. Like that's a thing. So if it's gonna be in her daughter's chart, then by virtue it has to be in the parent's chart. It's just gonna show a different planet to be a grandparent. So, like we could actually confirm in Sophia's chart if she, it's like if there's some baby energy that's coming down the line.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So that's one.
That's way cool.
That's one of the things that's really terrific about Uranian astrology is that if it's in one chart, then it has to exist in another. Like when you get married, it's marriage not only shows in your chart, it also shows in your partner's chart. When somebody dies in your life, it also shows in your partner's chart. It also shows in their chart. To separate, to leave. So when this is why it's so difficult when people want to say, well, can you tell me about so and so, and I don't have their chart data. I can see general, like ideas about what's going on about a particular family member or, perhaps a manager at work or a friend, but it's not going to tell me specifically like it is this person. So that's one of the reasons why we have you on the show, is because you can connect to those other people, which is really great.
Yeah, I can go to the people aspect of it. I do think you make a good couple. And so the other thing I wanted to bring up too, the guy with the birth time, the guy with the birth location now, the longitude and latitude.
Sure.
It would be cool to compare his chart from our previous session without that specific location to the one you got today, and see what the changes are, because
it would be minor. It wouldn't be anything big, just because I think we got close enough. But like for that really specific issue about money that concerns the soul, my self-worth, my net worth, like that location does kind of come into it a little bit more. So I'm really glad that we had that information so we could advise more accurately to the situation.
Yeah. Well, we seem to, I can't remember whatever we told him before was, because that's the way I work. I don't remember. But it seemed to me like
it was
today's
similar.
got specific information. Oh, was it? Was
yeah,
it similar?
It was a similar question about finance. So we kind of got into more about like the enterprises that are happening in the future, and then again they come up today. So at least we have that consistency, which is something a lot of people can't say about their work.
Yeah. And for me, that is consistency. And I love hearing when someone says to me after I've read for them over, 10 years, and they only come to me every year or so, oh, you told me that last year. Really? Oh, cool. Well, it's the same, because that's what I'm getting now. And, it just validates to me that I'm still on track, or they're still whatever.
So
we say for callers?
Yeah, let's take a look. So,
are you
from area code 818? Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth? Hello? Hello, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth?
Yes, but I'm sorry. What area code did you say?
818.
Yes, correct. Somehow I was hearing 881.
Oh, huh.
Sorry for that.
No worries.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, what's your name?
Suzanne,
Suzanne. All right. And what is your date of birth?
February 26, 1954. 54.
At what time were you born?
That's the problem. My mother, I was born in former Soviet Union, and back in those days, they didn't keep the time of the birth. So all my mother remembers that was after around 5 p.m.
Okay. All right. That's no worries. So, my software does not have the Soviet Union in here. So, where were you born? In Russia? Is that what it would be today?
Armenia.
Okay, this is going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting because the name of the town that I was born is changed now. So let's try with Armavir. I'm going to spell it for you. A
Go
R
ahead.
A R A V as in Victor I R.
Arabar.
Armavir.
Arabir.
A R M as in Mary.
Oh, M.
A, yeah.
Armavir.
Correct.
Oh, Armavir. Armavir province, Armenia.
Yes.
All right. Ernesto, Armavir province, Armenia.
Okay. All right. Got it. Working on it.
All right, Suzanne.
Yeah,
Yes.
Suzanne. Just one more thing. Would you like a general reading today, or do you have a question about an issue?
I was thinking about it, and let's go with general
Okay, sure. Great. Let's go with that.
because I do have a specific question that I'm not sure yet. Let's go with the general, please.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? So this is what I'm going to say. Yes, you have people in spirit wanting to say hello. You have people that are reaching out to you saying, eventually it's going to be okay. There's somebody you're very worried about, and there are people that you're in general just really concerned tremendously for. I feel like the essence of what you need to hear is it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But now I need you to ask your question because I don't think that pertains to, or you can't afford to have a general answer for your question. So what's your question?
So my question would be regarding my son, the only child that I have. And ever since he got married, I did everything to, I don't know how many details I have to give. I live in Vegas, they live in LA, so we would meet only 3-4 times a year, but whatever I did, my daughter-in-law, she was so unfriendly, competing, jealous, and because I didn't say anything, I never argued. I was honey, honey, sweetie, sweetie. She got more and more aggressive, And then, because I didn't tell my son, they became a team. Both of them, they started treating me like, I don't know even what word to. So it got to the point that she was lying. She was accusing me doing things which I didn't do. God is my witness. So as of today is exactly 2 weeks that I don't even talk to my son. I had enough. I had to stand up for myself. So, and the thing that worked me. I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
You want to know what the end result of that?
Well, I want to know if my son will ever understand how I don't care about his wife. She's not my own child.
Yes.
But when my son...
What's your son's first name? What's your son's first name?
I'm sorry?
What is your son's first name?
First name. Okay, let me spell it for you. It's V as in Victor, A, R as in Robert, T as in Tom, A, N as in Nancy, never.
Okay, say it for me.
Vartan.
Vartan. All right.
And his birthday is 11/11/77.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. He's a master number, but...
Okay, well, let me just say this, first of all. Vartan. All right. He loves you, Mama. He loves you. However, he adores his wife, and he is not going to make a change on that anytime soon. So, as you've just seen recently, he can be bullied too, and that by, I want to say that is going to end, and that's going to send some ripples through him quite a bit. The bully effect is going to end up being terminated by him to you. He's going to understand more by the end of next year what she was all about. So yes, he'll get it eventually, just not right away.
So I have to wait for another year and a half.
Like basically, it looks like to the end of next year and a half.
Well, it is so unbearable.
Well,
because...
okay. So here, yeah, it is unbearable. Mom, there's something you're supposed to be getting from this. You're supposed to be getting from this. So what is your takeaway from this? Well, yes, she's rude. She's unbearable. She's taking your son away from you. When I say what is your takeaway, I mean, how did you participate in this? What did you do? I heard you say you did nothing. I heard you say you did nothing.
Yeah, by saying I did nothing means that whenever she was kind of teasing me or she was lying, saying things about me, I never ever told her, why did you say that? Why do you treat me like this? And the very last thing that really pissed me off was this, that 6 months ago, that was my granddaughter's second birthday. And I was there. The next day, the baby was playing with her mother and with her toys. 3 minutes later, my daughter-in-law is going, oh, what happened to your eyes? What happened? What happened? And she held the baby and she just rushed on the second floor where my son was talking to another person. And I didn't see even what did happen to my granddaughter. So then, like 10 minutes later, both of them are coming down, and I heard her saying, when I saw the baby's eye, there was a red, like half circle, as if it was painted, something like that, under her eye. And I'm going, oh my God, honey, I didn't see what happened to your eye. And I heard my daughter-in-law saying, she was behind me, like 5 feet away from me. She's saying, you did it, you hit her. And I just...
What?
Yeah. And I just turned back and I said, I'm sorry, what did you say? And she didn't repeat whatever she was saying because my son was sitting right in front of her. So I know that my son told her to stay quiet. But that's what she told, and my son believed it. And the baby is not talking. She can't say what happened to her eye. So she's like that, and I did not say anything to her. When I asked her, what did you say? And she didn't answer. I just said, stay quiet. Don't say anything. Okay. Maybe my son will say.
There's your answer right there. See, yes, you didn't do anything, but there's your answer. You didn't do anything. So
exactly.
The result is that you now have to deal with him being quiet back because you're going to stand your ground from now on. I would suggest this, and then Ernesto is going to give you more detail, but I'm going to tell you, Mama, you need to write a letter to your son, and you need to spell out all the times that you can recall in this long time frame that you've been around her trying to fit in and provide some type of support. But she's got a problem, and this is what the other part of that you need to hear me say is. When I tuned into your son through him, wait, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a problem mentally. All right? So it's not just about you being nice. It doesn't matter what you do. You really can't afford to be around her anymore because she's the kind of person that is not stable mentally. So it really, you can't afford to be around her without someone there at all times, only because she will target you now because you've said nothing for 5 years? How long have they been married? 4?
3 years. 3.
How many? 3?
3 years.
All right, but they've been together.
The anniversary was just 3 days ago.
Yeah, so this is what you need to understand. You can't afford to rock your son's world right now because he's in his heaven. You're going to have to wait until he gets far enough down the line and he sees who she is for himself. And he will. But you have to pay for it. Yeah, that explains to me why it's going to be a little bit like the end of next year till he gets it. That'll be about the time my honeymoon phase will be over, and he's going to start to see her for himself, and that's not going to be so straining. So with that, I'm going to say, Ernesto, can you give her more?
Yeah, sure. I'm taking a look here, Suzanne, to see what's going on with this. And if you're watching our YouTube stream, you don't even really have to turn the dial, and you can see that there's some squares that I've put on the screen here. The stuff in the green, that's going to relate more to like a relationship that's ending with a man, and then there's the stuff in the orange, which is going to refer to what happens when the truth finally comes out about your family life, because that's going to be happening too. So like the thing with your son, I understand that there was this rift and that, that his wife is a real piece of work and that you don't really get along too great with her and everything. But, as Loretta stated that, he worships her, he adores her. So, he has not seen, that the lights have come on yet, and to see what's really going on here. Now, I think for you, Suzanne, what you have to make peace with, and this is as hard as this is going to be to hear, um, that relationship cannot be fixed right now. Like, you cannot try to get through to him. It's just not going to happen. Like, for the lack of a better term, it's almost as if your son died to you. Like that relationship is just that severed. So, like, I do think that the
Yeah.
truth will come out in the future. But that's going to be sometime next year, possibly even the year after that, when it's going to even get to that point. But right now, you just kind of need to make peace with the fact that he's living his own life. He's making his own decisions. I may not necessarily agree with that, and I'm really sad that I can't be here to watch a lot of that process go on. But the safest place for me to be is I have to take care of myself and walk away from all of this and just let him do his own thing. And when he needs help, he will reach out to me. And you're just gonna have to trust, with blind faith that God will take care of him in His own time, and that you will be okay too. That's kind of the best advice that I have for you at this point, with your chart and what I'm seeing here.
Thank you, Ernesto. But easily said than done, because not only he's my only child, he's the only person I have in this country. I have no relatives in this country.
Yeah.
And I am disabled. I
Yep.
financially depend on him. He was helping me a lot. Now, and I tried talking to my son nicely many, many times, hoping that he will. The reason that I didn't say anything to my daughter-in-law was that I was hoping one day my son would notice it. My son would tell her, I didn't like, why did you say that? So I
But
I
he will, but
understand
not
everything.
now.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
He will, but not now. He will, but not soon. And he can't today, especially since the daughter is now involved, because he's got invested ties in everything. But he will get it. He's a smart guy. He'll see through her. But he's never going to bail on his daughter, so the daughter-in-law is always going to be a part of the world. However, write the letter and let
She
it
will
know
open.
there's been.
I was thinking
Huh?
about that, but she is the one who's home all the time. My son works like 12 hours a day, so she will open and read the letters. I was
Is there
thinking doing
a way
like
you
that.
can call him at work? Is there a way you can call him at work?
I just blocked his number. I could do
Oh.
that, but there is one
Call
more
him at
thing
work.
which
No,
I
wait. Suzanne, this is what I was going to say. Call him at work and tell him you're sending him a letter. All you got to do, tell him you're sending him a letter. And ask ask his wife to look for it. Tell him, ask your wife to look for the letter I'm sending you. That's it. You don't have to tell him what it is. Don't explain anything more to him. Don't even be hostile to him. Just tell him sweetly, nicely, I'm sending you a letter, son. Could you ask her to keep her eyes open for it? I just wanted to make sure you got it. That's all I needed
Thank
to
you.
tell you.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. But this is the part which I was kind of hesitating to talk about this or not. Both of you said that he adores his wife. But here is what happened. I'm sorry, excuse me. When they met the first time, I was already in Vegas. My son was living by himself in LA, so I didn't see the girl. After a few months, I'm asking my son, so how is this new girl? And these are the exact words that he told me. forget it. Forget about her. I will kill myself if I marry her. And then he's telling me, Mom, she's exactly like our neighbor Sonia, who is a very cold-hearted woman. So he himself told me this. However, so he didn't love her, he didn't like her. However, she slept with him, she got pregnant, and my son got married to her. So I am kind of, my gut feeling is that she did something on my son.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear where you're going with this. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, that didn't happen. What happened? What happened was he didn't think with his big head. His little head got the better of him, and she got freaking lucky. She got lucky. One time is all it took, or how many ever times that lasted is all it took. And there is very little to do with love when you look at the word adore, especially when you're looking at, but you can say there's love in there, endearment. When he looks at his wife, and when you say he told you that, so he gets who she is. He absolutely knows who she is. But he adores her, probably for the daughter, probably for the child. That adoration probably comes because he's
crazy for the baby.
Yes. So when you say that,
that's a father like him. He's an awesome father.
Is he? I bet he is. And so you've got to understand from a higher perspective, that's what this crazy woman was introduced in your life for, was to bring you that granddaughter. For no other reason but to bring you that granddaughter. So now you have to wait until she's old enough to be kind of on her own, 2 or 3, probably around 4 is when he says, all right, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. She can be on her own, and I'm taking her part-time, and you're out of here. Now, in the meantime, write your son a letter. Write your son a letter and express to him everything you're feeling. Be sure that he understands your insecurities about being alone in this country, about being without him. I think what you'll find is once the mad has calmed down on his end, that he will probably come at you from a different manner than expressing to his wife that he's communicating with you, but he will communicate with you at some point in time. But to see clearly about his wife isn't going to happen until next year.
Well, he tries to communicate me through a text message, but first of all, I was sick for over a week, very, very sick, crying, and then I didn't even read his text because he never wrote anything nice. All the time when he would text me something, he would still accuse me, he would still put me down, so I didn't even read the text message. But he was trying to communicate me, still not in a good way.
Good. You know what? It's fine. It's a good thing for you to ignore him, Mom. This is where you teach boundaries, all right? This is where you have to refine your son, even as an adult, what respect means when you say, treat your mother with respect. Well, I don't think, I don't care whether you think she's right or I'm wrong. You treat your mother with respect.
That's what
all right? It doesn't matter what you like. So, but you've got to let him get over the ego part of it. So let the ruffled feathers calm down. And you'll hear from him again, just not right this second.
Yeah, Suzanne.
Just not right this second, but right.
Be sure to give us a call back and let us know how it turns out. It was great to have you on the show, and be sure to subscribe, like, and share. We'll catch up with you soon.
I already subscribed like 2 weeks ago, and I was hesitating to take the call.
Oh, it was great to have you on
Well,
the show.
I'm glad you called.
Right now,
Hang
I
in
will
there.
send you a short thank you note so you will know who am I on the line. Okay?
Perfect. We appreciate
Oh,
it.
good.
Thanks so much
Good,
for
good.
for calling in. We'll catch up with you soon. Take care. Until next time.
You too. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
God bless you too.
Okay, so we're gonna get off to Patricia from area code 216. She will just try to squeeze you in real quick. Patricia, hey, are you there on the line with us? Can you hear us?
Yes, hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Perfect. And do you have
I
we're almost out of time here, so just real quick, would you like a general blessing for the day, or do you have a question about an issue?
I'd like to ask a question. This is regard to my excuse me, relocation. It's taken a long time and I've decided on Las Cruces, New Mexico. I'm looking for short-term housing, basically to rent a room to stay there. Is there anything in regards to my move getting there, or once I finally get there, and I'm doing everything to prepare and everything? Was there something I should know that could move me forward?
Sure. Okay, let's take a look at that,
Someone
Veretta.
to connect to?
All right. You know what? So I'm getting like green light all the way down the line. When I'm asking for a red light of any kind or any kind of flag warning there,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
take your time. The only thing I hear is take your time. Like if you have, so this is the example I'll give. It's not that you're doing it, but if you have to take offers for something, don't jump on the first one thinking, oh, that's good, I'll take it. Let there be more than one picking and choosing.
Okay. All right. Now, if I can talk to someone in these offices at the rental property. But anyway, okay. And just do what finish
can you give her?
Sure. Yeah. So, Patricia, it sounds like that you've decided on the place, but now you just kind of want to find a temporary residence just to see what you think about the location.
Well, that's the advice I was given, that I should, move on from here. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's been negative, toxic, stressful to say the least. But to get there, rent a room short term for like 90 days, and then I can be there and then actually go look at properties rather than from looking at it through my computer on the internet.
I understand.
Yeah.
Right. But I got to finish up my dental work here, so that will take me, it looks like, into September. But, just let me, do that. And yes, and then, call the police station. When I decide on neighborhoods, call the police station and ask them, okay, what type of calls are you getting, for this neighborhood? What type of crimes? And, and then that will give me a good idea too. So, and then I might
look at the county newspaper blog for police reports. That'll give you a pretty good idea too.
Right.
Without having to on hold to get a hold of anybody, because they're not gonna probably know how to answer you. If you call dispatch at a police station and ask them how much of crime rate they have, they're going to tell you 100%. What do you think they do? Well, I didn't mean you specifically, but the area you're in. Well, every area we're in has 100% crime because that's why we're in it. Never mind. just a minute. So
Okay.
just look at your blog and get a feel for what you find there, like you're going to do. And the feeling I got was you got 100% validation.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
So Las Cruces.
I'm taking a look at this, and there's two pieces of advice that I would suggest to you. Number one, be definitely careful that you that you can afford whatever it is that you move into, and what I mean by that specifically is if this property sounds good right now, right? But in 90 days or in 6 months, if they decide to raise my rent $400, which could happen, as
Yeah.
is happening everywhere else
Right.
in the world, what
Of course.
happens to my living situation then? Can I still make this work? Or am I going to be
Right.
having the same problem that I'm having right now? Like that's the big thing that I would be concerned about is making sure that your money stretches the way that it's supposed to, because I can see this becoming a situation where, like, just out of the blue they decide, oh, by the way, the actual rent price is not what we showed you. We're really sorry for the confusion. And you already have all of your crap there, and and then you tell yourself, so now what the heck am I supposed to do? Because I just upheaved my entire life to make this happen, and then I find out that you guys lied to me in this whole process. What the heck is wrong with this?
Right.
So that's the big thing that I see. And also that as far as locations that you would want to live, specifically in Las Cruces, living by a police station. I see you living by law enforcement, emergency services. That's going to be the neighborhoods that you're going to want to look into.
Right. And I'm looking for senior housing for me, because since I am a senior. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
No, yeah, it was great to have you on the show, Patricia. I do wish you the very best of luck, and if you move in November, then hopefully you'll get past a lot of the nastiness of southwestern heat, because it is very real.
Okay. You said November?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you said you were working until September, so September is still like when we have a lot of our residual heat. It's not as bad, but the magic of the southwestern United States and that weather whole everything that doesn't really unlock until about November 1st. The weather fairies come and wave their magic wand on Halloween, and then after that, it's a paradise for 6 months.
Right. No, I'm saying I'm finishing up my dental work.
Yeah, her dental work is getting. So, and also, I think you'll find it's the equivalable comparatively to where you live now. You'll find what you can afford, so that's not going to be a problem.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, and you both have an excellent day.
Yeah, thanks. We wish you the same.
You
Catch
too.
up with you soon. Take care. Until next time. Okay, all right, everybody. Well, I guess that's it for today. We've cleared out the call queue, and we're almost out of time. So it was a pleasure to have you all on the show here today. We will be back with you guys again Wednesday on the 3rd. That'll be for an hour, or excuse me, I'm sorry, the 27th. I'm a week ahead of myself. So the 27th, we will be back Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. for a 1-hour offering Wednesday night. Look forward to catching up with you guys all next time. And for all other things Uranian Astrology, be sure to go over to eastrologer.net. Veretta is currently working on her website over at verettavision.com if you'd like to get in touch with her. And we do offer both a dual consult with both of us together. So thanks, guys. It was awesome, as always, to be here on the Uranus Happens Show. Veretta, thank you for coming in with me this morning. It's always a pleasure to come out and prove the astrology. I really love doing this. This is so much fun. I really like this.
Yep. I do too. I really enjoy it too. All right, I will talk to you on Wednesday on air, same channel, same chat style.
We will be here, and we'll catch up with you soon. Until next time, you guys, take care and have a great rest of your week.